Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. So, today we're talking about the joy of family. Now, before you choke, sometimes family does bring a lot of joy, and sometimes it brings a lot of anxiety and depression and hard work and heartbreak. And I wanted to clear some energy around family because I really feel that the family is one of the most important structures of society. And at the moment, the family is under attack. And so I wanted to clear energy around us being strong in our families and good examples and, the people that can show unconditional love to our children and ourselves and our partners, even that's what is needed to be happening right now in this difficult time. So, I hope that you will go along for the ride, and even if you don't have your own children, you still came from a family, and whatever generational baggage you have, that does still help your family as we clear it. Uncles, aunties, grandparents, cousins, all nieces, nephews, all that whole deal is helped by what we do. All right, so let's go into our heart chakra. Really, we do want to operate from our heart, along with divine instruction. All right, I forgive easily and completely. And sometimes that's really hard. I don't think I'm so great at forgiving. So I've been using Forgive Oil over the last few weeks, and I think it's been good to sort of release things that have been kind of stuck, particularly in my throat and maybe in my heart regarding my family. So it's like we all have family that can be difficult and that will challenge us. So what's challenging about your family? Sometimes the challenging part of our family is to see the parts of ourselves in other members of the family, and usually it's the parts we don't like. All right, I'm allowing myself to be loved, hugged, and touched. So sometimes when we are not coping so well, we almost feel like, don't touch me, don't come near me, I'm not okay. So it's like allowing ourselves to be actually loved. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to go into our brow chakra. All right, and what's coming up in the brow chakra is rigid thoughts and beliefs. And I guess we can often feel that the intentions that we have for our family are from love and kindness and goodness, and we hope that our family will receive that love with the intention that we have. But often, good morning, Casil. Often we we can be challenged when they don't want to do things our way. And, we're convinced that our way is the best way, but they also have their own agency and will have to learn to choose. And of course, we would like them to learn to choose well, but sometimes they have to make mistakes to learn the difference between choosing well and not choosing well. And sometimes as a parent, it's hard to watch the consequences of these actions. All right, I focus on what I love and it comes to me. So what do you love? All right, and then I don't know how your sleep is going. Oh, Casil says music. Yeah, music is very healing and it can be very uplifting too, particularly if we listen to high vibrational music. And some people are good at creating music. Some people just enjoy other people's music. So music is definitely a way to uplift our soul. All right, so deep restorative sleep comes easily. She said, my piano playing. Yes, probably don't get to play as much as I would like. All right, so how's your sleep going? All right, now we're going to go into the crown chakra. All right, I am a success even when things around me get tough. Okay. Well, so oftentimes I guess it's a bit like labor, isn't it? We'd like to be cruising through and being all zen and, calmly breathing and, it just happens. But it's often so intense, that experience, that it's hard to remain totally calm and peaceful. And that's why they teach a lot about breathing, isn't it? To try and breathe through the contractions. So if we make that analogy to, working with family, like often the things that happen are intense. Casil says, not feeling zen, okay? So when things are intense, it's hard to remain zen, and we kind of want to fight to get in control of things. And sometimes we might want to use anger or resentment, or, our fear might cause us to react. And so it's like being able to get on top of what we're feeling and be able to breathe through it, even though it's really uncomfortable and, we feel that it mightn't be right. And, that I guess when you're in labor, you feel like you could die, but we do get through it and we have a beautiful baby at the end. But it is very intense. And I think this is what happens with families. We go through very intense moments, and the learning is for both them and us. And we have to learn to be able to breathe through it. Now, sometimes we can manage. Sometimes we're like hyperventilating and, not coping very well at all. And let's do a questionation with that. Why do I cope so well? All right, something from age 6. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 6? And also some generational baggage there as well, from dad's side of the family, dad's mum, and the men on that side of the family. Like 27 generations. Okay. All right, my heart is open and flowing. And sometimes when we're going through these difficult times in our families, we feel like our heart's going to stop, or it's going to break. All right, so now we're going to ask if we can release trauma from our heart from previous experiences. All right, I'm processing my thoughts and feelings appropriately. And I think that can be challenging as we raise our children or as we exist in families. Often we see ourselves as a child in our children, and the things that are unprocessed within us can be triggered at that time. And so sometimes it's like a child leading a child. So it is important to work through the situations, and you might need help. You might need someone to work with you to process what's stuck in your body, mind, and energy field from those previous experiences of your childhood. Doesn't mean your childhood was terrible. Everybody's childhood has good and bad. All right, I'm in contact with my inner being. All right, so is there somewhere in your body that's telling you the energy is stuck? All right, so now we're going to go into one of the higher chakras. So chakra 10, which is the solar star. All right, Cassille said her head. Okay. All right. Oh, good morning, Jenny. She's had a lot of allergy issues. Okay. Oil elevation comes up, which is a joyful blend. It's quite hard to get at the moment. All right, elevation can assist individuals in letting go of lower energy vibrations. So negative habits lose their appeal as an individual shifts into higher levels of consciousness. This blend can raise one's energy levels and energetic vibrations into higher states. It can inspire feelings of cheerfulness, brightness, courage, relaxation, humor, playfulness, and fun. It teaches that worry and fear are not productive, but faith, hope, and determination are. These oils redirect the brain pathways to transform despair into happiness, joy, and abundance. Elevation supports individuals in flowing with life while remaining in peace and light. All right, back to the heart chakra. Good morning, Susanna. All right, rosewood oil. Now, I don't have that one, but that's it. Could be lovely. I forgive easily and completely. I think there's nothing worse than, making a mistake, apologizing, being remorseful and trying to fix it up, and that someone keeps bringing it up and poking you in the eye with it. And I know I can be guilty of that myself. So forgiveness is such a gift, and it's a powerful tool or a property that we need to work on developing. All right, something from age 17. All right. So this is about family relationships. So this is from our advanced manual. I feel strongly that we have helped the previous generations before we were born. They now help us. There can be many patterns of weakness within the family tree that may not be present in every generation. Each member of the family provides different qualities and challenges. We usually want the good qualities and not the bad. However, our weaknesses and failings are there for us to use as practical life skill lessons. So the other family members' weaknesses are also there to keep the family balanced. So I talked a little bit about my brother and I, we were bully and whinger. So I didn't enjoy it at the time, but I can see that it taught me resilience. And we now get on fine. So the qualities that we may not like in other family members are necessary, the ones necessary for us to develop personal strength. And sometimes it's hard to fathom, but I'm sure we chose our families and the bloodlines that we would be born into. All right. I no longer blame others. My family share with me love, honour, respect, value, space, gratitude, understanding, tolerance, forgiveness, and acceptance to me, and I accept this gift. I no longer feel impatience with family members. We offer complete forgiveness when a family member fails. And we all fail, don't we? That's how we learn. Our family is filled with love. We allow time and space for grieving and healing. And sometimes there is grief about the experiences that we didn't get or the ones that we got that we're still having trouble swallowing. All right, back to the crown chakra. I'm giving and receiving unconditional love. So we're not so good at receiving it. We're good at giving, but not so good at receiving. All right, age 16. All right, some more things stuck in our mind. All right, I'm able to calmly and peacefully adjust my course to achieve my mission in life. Even when facing my biggest fears, I'm able to keep moving forward. My intuition leads me gently along the best path for me. I'm like a phoenix. I rise from my ashes. And sometimes we feel like we incinerate to ashes every day, and it's hard to resurrect yourself. All right, even though I may struggle, I feel security is mine now. There is plenty for me and everyone else too. So it can be a feeling of like that, especially in big families, that there's not enough food or not enough love or not enough time or not enough opportunity. Okay. All right. Some families provide huge amounts of love, and some families have just supplied a body for our spirit to dwell in and not much more. So sometimes it's hard to deal with the family that you have, and some families are better at showing love than others. Some families are safer than others. Some families are more prosperous than others. Some people have faced starvation or faced, bullying, humiliation, or insecurity, or, feeling that, they don't know if they're even going to survive. All right, I no longer feel impatience with family members. So sometimes we can feel impatience with our kids, and I find often I'm reacting to the things that are like me and them. Sometimes we want them to learn lessons quicker than they are, but I guess the problem with wishing them to learn more quickly is they may not learn the lesson in the best way for them, and so we would hate to short circuit them. Good morning, Margaret. All right, my ability to press forward helps empower my family. And I really believe that, someone that keeps trying and keeps trying to improve does encourage other family members to do that. Our family is filled with love. Our family easily forgives and forgets. All right, back to the crown chakra. I accept my body signals in perfect harmony and rhythm. I'm doing my part to bring my spiritual body and physical body together. All right, now brow chakra. All right, I easily access my intuitive wisdom. All right, so some feelings getting up our nose. All right, feels restricted in life or in breathing. Hi, Nikki. All right, is there an area of your life that you feel restricted in? All right, other feelings that are stuck up our nose? Travel. Okay, so you'd like travel. Sounds great. So wanting more than you are getting out of life. All right, so let's say I no longer feel restricted. Because sometimes the restriction is in our mind, and if our mind is restricted, then it's hard for the universe or God to bless us and to give us opportunity. So we really do need to ask for what is important to us. All right, so Mark not moving forward. Yeah, that's for Jenny. Okay, thank you, Jenny. Yes, we want our children to move forward, don't we? All right, so let's go into the base chakra. So sometimes we don't kind of know where we fit or belong. So it's hard to move forward if your base chakra is not okay. Right, money restrictions. Yeah. Well, I think sometimes we need to ask, maybe not for money, but for what we want to do with the money, like for a specific cause. When you pray, ask. And often things will move or something will happen that will be made possible. So we first of all have to have the belief that if we pray for something and we ask for something, that will be heard. And also the hardest part is accepting the timing of that. It may not happen immediately, but often it will happen. All right, so lack of confidence in things outside our comfort zone. So age 6. So you might want to use vetiver oil in the diffuser at home. Vetiver oil sort of helps us address the dark stuff and work through the things that we feel restricted in. All right, I am deeply connected with what I think and feel and fully present in the things I choose to do. This self-awareness uncovers the deeper roots of any issues that I am facing. All right, I persevere to my satisfying result, reigniting my motivation and enthusiasm for all things. All my chakras are brought into harmony, balance, and alignment with each other. My base chakra calm and grounded, my solar plexus chakra protective against oversensitivity to the feelings and emotions of others. So, that might be helpful in your home, Jenny, to help you step out of your comfort zone, and also Mark to step outside of his comfort zone, and to help him be able to, work through where he is stuck. All right, so now we're going to go into our sacral chakra. Jenny said, as you get older, you don't tend to step out of your comfort zone. It's true, but sometimes we need to have an adventure. All right, so I love and accept myself just the way I am. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't ever make progress. Like, we have to accept where we are before any progress can be made in anything, whether it's weight loss or money issues. We have to accept the current situation, and then we can move forward. I'm entitled to happiness, joy, and light in my life always. I have the power to choose in any situation. And sometimes we can feel restricted that, we haven't been able to choose in the past, or we're too frightened to choose, and so we fall back into that hole. But I think having the power to choose and deciding to choose something a little different this time is very empowering. Scary, but empowering. All right, back to the heart chakra. Cinnamon oil. It's a pretty hot, spicy oil, that one. Okay, so this one can be about sexual harmony. All right, I rekindle my sexual energy by moving into my present moment awareness. By respecting and loving my body as the faithful friend it has always been and continues to be to me. So having this love and acceptance of our body, even as it gets older, can be a bit more droopy, or, some parts may not function exactly as before, but your body never stops trying to repair. It never stops trying to improve. It never stops trying to serve you. And the more that you show your body love, the more it tries to serve you even better. I deserve the best in life and provide it for myself. So I see that as, you don't have to go and buy the most expensive things, but within your budget, eat the healthiest food that you can, get the best sleep, choose to do activities that bring you joy. Treat yourself with love and respect. My body is my faithful, trusted vehicle through life. So, Carolyn Cooper would talk about looking at your relationship with money, and something like, you and I may not have always been good friends, and because money can't really do anything without you, and you need money to go and do the things that you feel are important. So it's like you and money have to work together. So in that same vein, it's like you and your body have to work together. You're here in this journey together, and your body's here to serve you. And often where the energy gets stuck or the problems we have, we can be angry about them and feel that we've been betrayed by our body. But it's usually the other way. It's like where the energy is stuck, our body is telling us, and it's like things need to be addressed, things need to be released, things need to be looked at. And so it's like allowing the parts of your body that are complaining to help you to shift your focus on what is really important and why this part of your body is stuck. All right. So now we're going up into the galactic chakra, which is number 11, and that's to do with the Akashic record. So it's like all the things that have happened to us in life, they're all stored in our energy field, also in our brain, and often in our body as well. So perfectionism. So perfectionism can be very disabling. It's like we want everything done right, so then often we're scared to do something because we want it done right. All right, there is nothing to forgive, for the journey is perfection. Sometimes that's hard to accept, isn't it? It's like I can see with my own family the difficulties. I can see you're saying that big problem of mine. Yes. What's that song? Your perfect imperfections. So it's like the imperfections we have are designed to be there. They're for us to learn and grow with and from and through. So it's like embracing our imperfections, even though it's hard. All right, I ask for what I want. What do you want? Do you know what you want? Are you willing to allow your heart to tell you what you want? It can be a bit scary, can't it? All right, I'm no longer affected by what I perceive, for I know it is a reflection of my conditioning. And I think that's often the case. It's like how we've been taught or how we've grown up. Um, the restrictions are kind of like coming through our families for the restrictions that they might have lived through or their parents have lived through. It's like hard to see past that or to believe we can go past that. So sometimes we feel inspired to do something, and straight after the inspiration comes the doubt and the fears. And that's bad team, because when we're inspired to do something, that's good team. And we really feel connected to that inspiration and what we want to do. But it's like you as soon as that happens, you've got to say, wait for it, here it comes, and you can hear what the negativity will say to you. And that doesn't mean that that's true or that's you. It's like throwing all the dirt up to prevent you from following this inspiration that you've just received. So it's like the question then to ask is, how do you want me to do this? How are we going to accomplish this? And we may not know initially, and sometimes it may seem very big, but even to take small steps in that direction is really important. All right, so my words are spoken carefully and with gentleness at work and at home. And I'm going to say also internally that we're speaking beautifully to our body, we're speaking beautifully to our mind, we're allowing our spirit to express itself through our body. I no longer need to criticize others to make myself feel good. And sometimes we want to do that, don't we? When we're not feeling good, we want to bring other people down. There is power in responding with kindness and compassion. Yeah, I think of times, there was one particular child that was an adult at the time, but went through a very difficult patch, and I would try and work with him, and he would be angry with me at the things that he perceived that I had done wrong. So I would have to take that on, apologize, and we kind of could make a bit of peace about that. Sometimes I'd have to be worked on afterwards to release the triggers for me, but eventually this relationship has improved a lot, and we can see great improvement. So it's like we had to be the ones that were willing to listen and be kind, even when it was very challenging, and you want to fight back or to hurt, but it's like the more that you can listen or be present with a person, even though it's a bit hurtful or hard, it's so powerful. The changes that will come, you may not see them instantly, and at the time you might feel very hurt or scared or unprotected, but if you can hold space for that person and allow them to process what's stuck, it is amazing to see the changes that will come. All right, so some generational baggage is this from mum's side of the family, mum's mum, and the women down that side. 53 generations of women. Some stuck emotions in the genes. So the belief in the worst thing happening to you. So that's a generational pattern of believing things are going to be bad and it's not safe. All right, layers of the aura. 7th layer. All right. So leaking energy from that layer of the aura. Something to do with a male at the moment. So some stuck emotions in the aura. Or affecting the aura. The inability to claim one's own power. It makes me think of, sometimes someone's in a bad mood and they're having a terrible time and they want to spread that with us, but it's almost like, no, that's yours. I'm not going to let you make me have a bad day. I'm having a good day. I can see you in trouble. I can hold space, but I'm not buying the bad day. So now we're going to talk about the vibration of the aura. so stuck between 175 and 200. So this is often a level that people aspire to. And this is from David Hawkins, and he said, it makes up a good deal of Hollywood. In comparison to shame and guilt, one begins to feel positive here. However, it's a false positive. It's dependent upon external conditions such as wealth, position, or power. It's also the source of racism, nationalism, and religious fanaticism. And you can kind of see that, isn't it? People get stuck on a certain way of thinking. All right, some generational baggage preventing our vibration from rising. Dad's side, dad's mum, and the women. 55 generations of women. So that's jumped it up a bit. We're between about 330 now out of 1,000. All right, so this is at the level at which you begin to develop self-discipline and willpower and learn the importance of sticking to a task till the end. That's hard with parenting sometimes, isn't it? Sometimes you just like, that's it, time to move out, see you. It can be difficult. So oil. All right, so Naiuli. So Naiuli is an excellent ally in working with the ego. It teaches that challenges to an individual's self-construct reveal the work they have yet to do. It's a bit scary, isn't it? This oil cuts through the justification for their combative choices and preemptive strikes against others. It helps individuals resist the impulse to make others wrong. It reveals that the true cause of defensiveness is a sense of powerlessness that can be addressed and healed. All right. So it's the oil of perceived threat. So it's like sometimes we can feel threatened by our family or the things that they challenge us with. And, it may not be things that we ever thought we would have to deal with. So I guess it's these stresses within our family really do make us grow, even though we're kicking and screaming. All right, so third layer of the aura. All right, so it's a mental layer. So our thoughts and our internal battle with the ego is visible there. So leaking energy. All right, something from age 6. Stuck emotion. All right, fear and resentment. All right. So what did you resent when you were 6? All right, something stuck in our back. 3. All right, extremely sensitive about what others say about you. and knee pain coming up with L3. All right, back to the crown chakra. Oh, Susanna said, life had finished to be playful. I had to go to school when she was 6. Yeah, I know. School's like going to work, isn't it? All right, I don't need all the answers right now. So sometimes we've received this inspiration, we've had the hit of negativity, we're not sure exactly how to proceed, we're doing small steps, and it's like sometimes we want to know all of the steps, but it's not right to know all of the steps. All right, and Jenny's mentioned, and deal with friendship issues when she was 6. Yes, who likes you and who doesn't, and learning, I guess, that not everyone is safe. Some people can be hurtful or needing to protect themselves and hurt others. All right, I'm processing my thoughts and feelings appropriately. All right, we're going back into the aura vibration. And Jenny's mentioned, and Scary's teachers, lol. And I'm sure that's why you became a teacher, Jenny, wasn't it? To be a kind, loving, caring teacher. All right, so now this is the level of this is in David Hawkins' scale of human consciousness. This is the level of love. Here is where you start applying what was learned in your reasoning and you let the heart take over rather than the mind. You live by intuition, which is so important. This is the level of charity, a selfless love that has no desire except for the welfare of those around them. Gandhi and Mother Teresa are example of these people that were living at this level. All right, so Preeti said, family expressing their emotions aggressively. Yeah, that's a bit intense, isn't it? Not knowing how to deal with an adult's intense emotions. And of course, the adults are having their childhood experiences resurface by their children. And so it's like two children trying to work things out, and it can be very tricky. So asking to release trauma from, these aggressive emotions that you felt as a child. And from the scary teachers and the mean friends. Right. All right, so back into the crown chakra. It's interesting what gets stuck, isn't it, from your childhood? And where it gets stuck too. All right, I am worthy of divine love and protection. And for some people, that's a very challenging statement. A lot of people have experienced abuse in their life, whether it's in their family or external from the family. And this has been very hard to process and can get stuck in your body or in your mind or part of your energy field. And we can feel that, we were unprotected or we weren't prevented from being hurt. But I truly believe we knew what we came here for, and that these difficulties would serve, that you would serve to change these generational patterns and to prevent them from going another generation. And I truly believe that's why you're here and that you agreed to help serve in that way. I'm not measured by possessions or connections. I clearly see my own divine nature. Right, so just grab. So just inviting, so on the 22nd of June, we're having a get together here at the clinic. So you're welcome to come, bring a plate of healthy food. We do a little bit of energy clearing, have a laugh, a giggle, and work on whatever's, whoever needs it or whatever's needed at the time. It's lovely to spend time around like-minded people. Sometimes there's only 3 of us, sometimes there's more. So you're welcome, and you're welcome to bring a friend if you feel so comfortable. We have our next Advanced Energy Works on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the second week in July. And the second week in August, we have our basic Energy Works again. So if you know someone that's interested in learning about Energy Works or learning how to clear energy for themselves or their family, please let me know, and I'm happy to speak to them to see if that's something they might be interested in. And of course, if you've been before, you're welcome to come. We love to have past people there. It's a good opportunity to do a bit of clearing for yourself and help support the newbies. So thank you for that, and I hope you have a beautiful day and that you do find some joy in your family, even though there are a lot of challenging moments. I challenge you to find the joy. Anyway, thank you. See ya.